Let's talk about this leaf project. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw your leaf in the same size that the leaf is, and then drawing the veins. If you're having trouble seeing the veins, you can flip it over. That's one strategy. You can also grab a crayon and do a rubbing. So you would put a clean sheet of paper over top of this and take the paper off the crayon and hold it horizontally and color the paper, and then the leaf will imprint all of the veins, so they'll be easy to see. As a general rule, leaves have a vein door in the center, and then the veins come out on either side. And one thing you'll notice about the veins when they come out of either side is they don't match up perfectly. Like, they stagger a bit, and then they go out to the end, and then from there there's these extra veins. So what I want you to do is really kind of closely look at the leaf and study it like you're a scientist so that you can make it correctly. Once you've drawn the leaf, then you're going to trace it in Sharpie. It's very important to use an ultra fine Sharpie, not a wider Sharpie. So the thinner Sharpie will look much better for this picture. And then you're going to put the leaves behind the other leaf. So you're going to trace it, and then you're going to add each leaf behind the first leaf. You want to change the direction. You can have some upside down, some sideways, and you're going to fill the entire composition with leaves. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So here's the entire composition filled with leaves, and I've also started the coloring. So I want to show you some of the coloring techniques. On a real leaf in the fall, there's a number of colors. There's yellows, there's browns, there's greens, there's maybe even fading from color to color. So let's go through the leaves and go through the different color techniques to make the leaves look realistic. First thing you want to do is work one color at a time. For example, I would use brown, and then I would make this leaf brown and then find another leaf to create that's brown, so that I'm evenly kind of spacing them. So I'm using balance within the composition to make the leaves look balanced by having kind of brown scattered around. If you were to go color by color, it's a little bit harder to strike that balance. So find a space where you don't already have a leaf and then add that. So I'm going to work over here, and I'm going to show you some of the coloring techniques. So I'm going to use brown, and I'm going to imagine this leaf is brown and green. So what I'm first going to do is color it in lightly. I'm just using little up and down strokes like I'm brushing my teeth, and I'm applying a light brown color. Now let's say I want it to blend this into a green, just like it is on this leaf. So what I would do is I would lightly, even lighter, color some brown, and then I would simply overlap the green. So I have a nice natural looking green. It's important that you don't grab a vibrant like teal or really tropical kind of green. So I'm overlapping by pressing really lightly to kind of blend those colors just as they are on the leaf, blended. And now I'm going to take over with the green. So that's how you blend the colors. You lightly overlap to blend those two colors. Okay, so that's blending from one color to the next. Now let's say you want to do something like the effect of the zooming leaf, where you have bright areas and lighter areas. Maybe something like that. So what I'm doing here is I have yellow and an orange, and I'm going to begin with the same technique again. So I'm going to lightly color with the yellow, my lighter color, going back and forth lightly on the paper. Now I'm going to go in with the orange, and I'm going to use like these circular motions here for the orange. Now this is going to give me a different effect than coloring in up and down, and I'm pressing really lightly, so I don't necessarily see circles, but what it is like a marled effect, kind of like an uneven effect, which is what I want to achieve. For areas that I want to concentrate with like a little bit of a brighter orange, I'm just going to use that up and down technique, pressing a smidge lighter. So I'm just going to gather like little orange at the tip of this leaf like that, and then it fades into the yellow. Maybe over here, I'm going to have the yellow blend into the orange. So I would take my orange and put it right up to my yellow using that up and down, those little toothbrush strokes. You'll notice that I'm not doing long strokes. It's literally like the length of a tooth. Like I'm moving a toothbrush up and down, up and down. My orange, over here. Now the idea is that the leaf is not one color all over. It's certainly not. So what we're doing is we're creating these realistic looking leaves because we're blending these colors together. Okay, so I have yellow to orange. In order to create that ombre effect, I'm going to overlap my yellow on top of the orange using that up and down technique. And I really like this color, so I'm going to kind of continue this yellowy orange blend. I think it's a quite nice color. Then I'm going to have some fun with it and make maybe the edges of it a little bit more orange. So I'm going to use that circular technique because I'm going to get some really cool variations. I'm going to do the circular, giving it a little bit of a different texture. I don't want to show circles so much as I want it to just kind of look different. And then I'm going to have a lot of fun on the edge here. Just make this such a bright little orange peekaboo on the edge. And then to blend that out, I'm just going to use that up and down technique like I'm brushing my teeth. Maybe a little peekaboo, dark orange there. And then maybe on this little point, it's a super bright yellow. So the overall effect is that the leaf is several different colors. You can do this in any of the colors. The brown, you can blend in a little bit of red. You can use that circular technique to blend it. You can concentrate the colors in an area and then use the up and down technique to blend it. Like that. Okay, so when you're adding the color, you want to start with realistic fall colors. You're going to work one color at a time. So for example, you would do all your brown leaves and all of your orange leaves. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to do some color blending by using that up and down technique and just softly kind of pressing up and down, up and down. And you want to vary the colored pencil pressure. So when you want it dark, you would press a little harder. Where you would want it light, you would press it a little bit lighter as well. So there you have it, all your colored pencil techniques.